We begin the second session with our distinguished alumni, Mr. Raj Nair, BTech 1971, Chairman of Avalon Consulting, Germinate Solution, and AGR Knowledge Solution, to share his vision on the 10x GMP facility. Mr. Raj Nair's tireless efforts over 2 years to provide highly affordable medical solutions to the society have been instrumental in making the facility a reality. Can I have you, sir, on the stage, please?
I've lost the audience to tea and coffee, which I think will be, they know it's going to be better than my talk. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all the distinguished faculty, guests here present here today. Fortunately, I don't have a prepared speech because a friend of mine who wanted to have drinks with me there a few days ago said, don't write a speech because if you've done this out of your heart, speak also from your heart. So it's as simple as that. Okay. So I'd like to thank IIT for giving me this opportunity to use my time and money in a way which is very productive for society, hopefully very productive. And today I'm very happy to see so many of my friends and colleagues, not just from Mumbai, but from Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, etc. Somebody from the Middle East, just for this. Thank you so much, every one of you. From the bottom of my heart, I say thank you for participating in this happy moment. Now, somebody asked me, a lot of people have asked me in the last few days, what is this 10x GMP? And they say, we understand GMP. And I say, oh, good for you. You understand GMP. It took me 3 years. I still don't understand all of it. But good. But what is 10x? Now, normally, a good way to explain, or the best way, is to tell stories. I can't match his capability. So what I think I'll do is I'll just create a construct based on real stories and make you the principal actor in it. Okay? So let's imagine that you are a poor farmer. You are an unskilled worker in a small-scale manufacturing unit somewhere. And you're a peon in a private office. One thing that connects all of you is your lack of access to too much money, either by way of income or wealth. And life is somehow, you're pulling on. You know how in India we somehow manage. But one day disaster strikes. And one member of your family, maybe one of your parents, or one of your children, or your spouse, or one of your siblings, is struck by a difficult-to-cure disease. Maybe multi-drug resistant TB, or some other thing, or maybe one of the many cancers. And since we have people who are very familiar with cancer here, let's say it is one of the cancers. Obviously, in India, we will not abandon. We'll try our very best to somehow treat and save the person. So now you're in Mumbai and you've spent about 8 or 10 months in treatment and I meet you. So we start conversation and you say you spent 5 lakhs of rupees. And there's a lot of stress when you say I spent 5 lakhs. You brought your patient to Mumbai because you wanted to go to Tata Memorial where you have some of the finest doctors in terms of skill and capability. Some of the finest doctors in terms of dedication. And it's also highly subsidized. So obviously you migrated to this place or converged at this place to seek a solution for your family member. But it still costs 5 lakhs. So I ask, how did you manage the 5 lakhs? They say, oh, and you tell me, I sold my farm, or I sold my house, or I sold both. And knowing that it's going to take endless amount of time, because this is the nature of the beast. You have left your job and you come. You have no income at all to your daily life. You live on charity. And I ask, where do you live? I live on the footpath. Now, this is the story of not just one family. It's the story of more than a million families in this country. We've got 350 million families in this country. So 1 or 2 million is bound to be the case. Now, how can we sleep at night knowing that there are people going through this kind of ordeal day in and day out? As we speak here, this is happening. This is a reality. So I had this fond hope that if only this 5 lakhs could be brought down to 50,000, then maybe this family could have got some donations or pulled some money from here or there and not have had to give up their house or their farm or whatever it is. And when I ask you, what about the children? Oh, we've given up the house, so we brought the children back here. They're also living with us. So education's gone. What it means is that for 3 generations, they're not going to come back to the same place. In India, it is very common and we little appreciated that one major disease or accident can drive a family which is in the lower income group or which is poor into complete penury. So it behoves upon us to at least think about what can be done. Not all of us get the opportunity which IIT gave me. So I was hoping that this can be brought down to 50,000 by some kind of magic. Or I thought maybe it's possible that the treatment can be so good and so quick that instead of taking 3 years or 36 months, it can be done in 3.6 months. Now, if it is done in 3.6 months, you don't have to leave your job, bring your father or your sister or your wife here for treatment. You can take leave of absence without pay and then go back and life starts all over again, just as it was before. Or maybe if only it's possible that instead of 2 months survival because of the treatment, extension of life, or 2 years extension of life, it can be 20 years. How wonderful. This whole effort and investment in emotion and money has paid off. So I said there must be some magic solution some way, and I was surprised to discover that this is precisely the kind of work that's going on at the Biosciences Bioengineering Department and Chemical Engineering Department. I said, look, this is obviously the thing to do. Do something that can help this happen. So there's a lot of research which happens, 1.5x, which means 50% better than what's going on, which is pretty good, but it doesn't move the needle. Even 3x may not move the needle. I said, how about 10x? 10 times better. That is 2 years, instead of 2 years, 20 years. Instead of 36 months, 3.6 months. Instead of 5 lakhs, 50,000. I'm just giving some numbers, okay? So all of us understand here, if not here, that this is meaningful, this 10x. That is why 10x. Okay, and there are some amazing number of researchers. I was personally surprised that there are more than 300 PhD candidates doing research here, just in the biosciences and bioengineering department. And there are other researchers who are above that, or not above that, and there are some 40-odd brilliant young professors. Now, everybody is young compared to me, so even if you're 50, you're very young, okay? So there are many brilliant young professors who are driving this kind of stuff. So it was very obvious for me to say, let me just focus on this. And I happened to come across my childhood friend Ajit Javle, who's also probably 8 years junior to me at IIT, and he's an expert in this. And he volunteered his time. And between him and the team, this has happened. It took 3 years, 1 year thanks to BMC and 2 years of hard work here, and a lot of support from a department here called DRF. Nidhi has been outstanding. The kind of problem solving is unbelievable. Thank you very much. So that's 10x. I don't want to take much time, but I've got 2 minutes more. So maybe I'll tell you a story about what's the difference between a dog and a marine biologist. Anyone can guess? A marine biologist and a dog? Well, a dog wags his tail. A marine biologist tags a whale. Okay? Now, there's a lot of tagging you have to do. Tagging of people, skills, etc. to take what you have developed today. And I'm assuming that all of you are going to, many of the researchers here are going to do amazing developments as you go along. You need people to help you in funding. You need to find out what's the best way to structure your business. You need ways to figure out what business model to create, what kind of marketing you should do, or whether you should do licensing. So all these are things which are outside your sphere of expertise. Just because you have a student who is not so interested in studies, it doesn't mean he's an expert in commercial things. There's some people make such assumptions. There's a lot of things. So I said, look, maybe I should not stop at this, but just actually help to create a pool of people who are experts in all these fields and who are willing to give their time to guide people like you who are doing some phenomenal work. So that's the next phase, and I've already started working, and a lot of people have put up their hand and said, we'll give time. Because if such amazing things are being done in a research institute for the benefit of society, we are going to put up our hands and help. So I hope that's possible. So I don't want to take too much of your time. Thank you very much for coming, and I really bless you for having come and helped. And please spread the word to industry so that industry can collaborate with us at IIT, and then magic starts. Thank you very much.